We've reconvened today to build on the discussions that we had in October. Then, as you know, we talked about a statement of values and rights and responsibilities.
Today is very important because there's been a space for more deliberation, more reflection, and that will be very interesting and important to see how their views have changed, or if they've changed at all.
The greater part of today is going to be looking in more depth at this idea of a bill of rights and responsibilities. And we want to look specifically as to what such a bill might contain and the extent to which such a bill might actually be legally enforceable.
For us, the central question is whether there are rights and responsibilities which are so fundamental to our society that they should be entrenched in a way that renders them part of our constitutional fabric, so they're not easily vulnerable to the coming and going of any political party or government.
We were very keen on the idea of a Bill of Rights from the very beginning, and we still are, so we're still quite keen on it.
There were changes of mind from both the previous meeting and today, from being positive to negative.
I think we should have a Bill of Rights, so if anybody do step out the line, then it can be enforced through the courts.
I was a bit split-minded when the session started, but I do think it would be a good idea. I think it gives people guidelines. I think it would also help in terms of people coming into this country from foreign countries. It would give them guidelines. So I'm quite for it, provided it's policed properly and we're made aware of exactly what will go into it.
I'd just like everybody to be protected, really. I'd like to feel safe on the streets, and I'd like antisocial behaviour be something that was targeted, absolutely, be one of the key things so everybody can feel safe.
I would like to make it legal, and it should be included. It's like a responsibility, rights and responsibility together.
We're moving on to look now at the issue of a written constitution. It's important to be clear that a written constitution is something different from a Bill of Rights and Responsibilities. A bill captures the type of specific rights that you have been debating today. A written constitution makes clear how the different bits of the state, government, parliament and the courts relate to one another, and how the power that they wield can be kept in check.
But having talked around the table today, I can see that there could be some drawbacks to it unless it was set out really very well. So there probably needs a lot more work to be done on it, I would say, at the moment.
There are people who profoundly believe we should have a written constitution. It's the most democratic way of moving forward. It's the way that the citizen can be most empowered against the powerful. There are others who are deeply worried about it and think it would be a terrible shift from our historic arrangements, which have worked perfectly well.
Part of what we're doing in these series of events is getting people to interact with these really serious issues that the government has to consider, and to let people know that their views are very, very important to us.
I think it's quite important that the public are consulted in the process, because within Westminster and Parliament often they can live in a bubble and people who don't have strong views will only speak out, whereas this event general people can have their say.
People who are here today, the people who've taken part in these events up and down the country, these are policymakers in a way that the public have not been up until now.